police officers are maintaining order while thousands of people wait. Image, Getty. The scale of the challenge of protecting world leaders, hundreds of VIPs and potentially millions of mourners will mean more than 15,500 officers on duty in the capital and Windsor on Monday. Around 13,500 officers are earmarked for the capital, with a further 2,000 at Windsor for the Queen's committal. Almost every police force in Britain has sent officers to London and Windsor for the funeral service and burial of Queen Elizabeth. The hugely complex operation is the biggest ever mounted by the Metropolitan Police, said Deputy Assistant Commissioner Stuart Cundy. He declined to reveal exact numbers but said it would be greater than the 2012 Olympics, when 10,000 police were on duty each day. Working with a range of other agencies, the Yard has drawn up contingency plans to deal with a range of challenges including terror attacks, criminal activity, crowd surges and crushing. Mr. Cundy said, "This will be the largest single policing event that the Met Police has ever undertaken. As a single event, this is larger than the 2012 Olympics, it is larger than the Platinum Jubilee weekend. The range of officers, police staff and all those supporting the operation is truly immense." He said the stabbing of two PCs in Soho, central London, yesterday had brought into sharp focus the dangers of policing major events. Although the stabbings are not terror-related or linked to the death of the Queen, Mr. Cundy said police chiefs are always mindful that similar incidents could occur during large-scale policing operations. Yard chiefs are also faced with the biggest global security operation in its history, with US President Joe Biden and French President Emmanuel Macron amidst scores of VIPs due to pay their last respects to the Queen. Met Police Commissioner Sir Mark Rowley described the policing operation for the funeral as enormous. He added that his officers are being supported by pretty much every force across the country who are all relishing the opportunity. The number of officers deployed is heading to a point where it will be well beyond the total size of a force like West Midlands, 7,000, or Greater Manchester, 8,000. It will be heading into the high numbers of thousands of officers deployed, the Commissioner said. Officers from outside forces have worked 20,000 shifts during the past week, with 2,000 in a single day. A whole range of specialist officers will be on duty, including the firearms officers, the mounted branch, dog handlers, marine units and motorbike escort riders. There were a total of 34 arrests in London following the death of the Queen, Scotland Yard revealed. The number is very low considering the influx of people into the capital to mourn the death of the monarch. The arrests were for a range of offences but none was for protesting. Assistant Chief Constable Tim DeMeyer said all officers had been briefed on keeping a balance of the right to free expression and keeping events safe and dignified. Mr. DeMeyer, of Thames Valley Police, said more than 2,000 officers will be deployed in Windsor, Berkshire, on Monday for the Queen's committal following the funeral. He said the force has a long and distinguished record of policing royal events, but this is the largest and most significant in its history. Mr. DeMeyer said there will be airport-style security checks, including screening arches and bag checks, while there will also be vehicle barriers in place and armed patrols. The force said it will also use drones to monitor the crowds, as well as carrying out river patrols and searching phone boxes, drains and bins among other areas. Mr. Cundy also stressed that police would only intervene in protests when absolutely necessary, as he insisted any action by officers would be proportionate and balanced. A demonstration organised by the family of Chris Kaba, who was shot dead by a firearms officer, is due to take place on Saturday, starting in Parliament Square and then moving to Scotland Yard. Meanwhile, drones are banned in central London, where there is currently a no-fly zone, and 11 people have been spoken to by police for flying drones in the last week, police said. A swimmer sparked an alert when he was spotted in the Thames near Westminster around 3:20 11:25 a.m. on Monday. The man had a GoPro camera and a flotation device. Officers discovered he was on the charity swim and gave him advice about his proximity to a restricted zone. He was not arrested.